A calm suburban neighborhood at dawn, the first golden rays of sunlight stretching across freshly mowed lawns, white picket fences, and quiet houses that line the street. The morning atmosphere is soft yet expectant, mist lingering faintly above the road. At the far end, a large yellow school bus idles with its headlights glowing faintly in the early light, exhaust rising in pale clouds. Children stand clustered at the designated bus stop, small backpacks strapped over their shoulders, their voices hushed, eyes wide as they witness a tense confrontation unfolding before them. At the very center of this scene stands a furious woman, unmistakably the caricature of entitlement, the Karen. She is middle-aged, around her late 40s, her hair styled into a short blonde bob that frames her stern, narrowed face. Her makeup is slightly overdone for the early hour, with bold lipstick and sharp eyeliner, emphasizing her exaggerated expressions. She wears a floral blouse with bright pink and violet patterns, tucked into beige capri pants and open-toed sandals. Her stance is aggressive, one hand pressed tightly to her hip, while the other points sharply toward a small boy standing in front of her. Her mouth is wide open mid-yell, every muscle of her jaw strained, her eyebrows arched high, radiating both arrogance and misplaced authority. Her entire body leans forward as though to loom over the child, her shadow stretching across the pavement in the golden light. The boy, no more than 10 years old, looks fragile and nervous in contrast. His school attire is simple, a blue polo shirt tucked into khaki shorts, sneakers slightly scuffed from play, and a small backpack decorated with superhero patches. His wide, innocent eyes glisten with confusion and a trace of fear as he grips the straps of his backpack tightly with both hands. His lips are pressed together, his posture slightly hunched as though trying to shrink under the weight of Karen's hostility. The emotional imbalance in this moment is stark, an adult towering over a child, her fury clashing against his helplessness. But the imbalance does not last long. Stepping forward into the frame is the father, tall, broad-shouldered, radiating composure and authority. He is dressed in the formal, immaculate uniform of a police chief, a crisp navy blue suit with golden buttons polished to a shine, a brimmed cap casting a subtle shadow over his determined eyes, and on his chest, gleaming in the morning sun, a police badge that seems to command respect from every angle. His presence immediately shifts the tone of the scene. Standing between his son and Karen, he positions himself as both protector and enforcer, one arm slightly extended behind him to keep his boy safe while his other hand rests near his belt, just above his holstered sidearm, not in threat, but as a visible reminder of authority. His expression is calm yet firm, his jawline sharp, his eyes steady, cutting through Karen's arrogance with unflinching confidence. The chief's body language alone declares the truth. This confrontation is over, though Karen doesn't realize it yet. Behind him, the subtle escalation becomes visible. A black and white police patrol car has pulled to the curb, its red and blue lights flashing softly against the pale houses and green trees. The faint hum of its engine adds weight to the scene. 2 uniformed officers have exited the vehicle, walking forward with deliberate, disciplined steps. One officer adjusts his cap and scans the scene with stern eyes, while the other already has a pair of handcuffs drawn from his belt, the metallic glint catching the rising sunlight. Their posture is professional, authoritative, and unyielding. They flank the chief, silently reinforcing his presence and ensuring that the weight of law is unmistakable. Karen's expression begins to change. Where once her eyes were sharp with arrogance, they now widen in shock. Her pointing hand falters, trembling slightly as she glances between the badge on the chief's chest, the patrol car behind him, and the officers preparing to act. Her sneer collapses into disbelief, her lips parting as if to argue, yet no words come. Her body stiffens, but her eyes betray panic. The image captures this precise turning point, the instant she realizes she is no longer the most powerful figure in this encounter. The children at the bus stop are frozen, their expressions a mix of awe, nervousness, and a kind of quiet excitement. A girl whispers to her friend, wide-eyed. Another boy grips his backpack straps tighter. Their presence amplifies the emotional weight of the confrontation. They are witnesses to justice, to authority standing up against bullying, to a parent defending his child. The yellow bus in the background glows warmly, a beacon of routine and normal life, contrasting sharply with the tension in the foreground. The atmosphere is cinematic in every detail. Golden sunlight streaks across the scene, highlighting the chief and his son, while Karen is caught partially in shadow, her arrogance dimming under the harsh reality of the moment. The mist lifts in faint swirls around the bus and trees, softening the edges of the background houses. The flashing red and blue lights from the patrol car cut across the golden glow, adding a sense of drama and urgency, their colors reflecting faintly in Karen's panicked eyes. Stylistically, the scene is rendered in hyper-realistic 8K photography. Every thread of fabric in the uniforms, the texture of Karen's blouse, the shine on the chief's badge, the faint cracks in the sidewalk, the morning dew glistening on the grass. The expressions are captured with flawless detail, the fury frozen on Karen's face, the calm resolve etched into the chief's eyes, the innocent fear in the boy's wide gaze, and the unwavering professionalism in the officers behind him. Subtle motion is suggested. Karen's hand mid-gesture, the chief stepping firmly forward, the officer's strides purposeful, the exhaust of the bus drifting upward. The mood is tense yet triumphant, embodying justice, authority, and protection. It is the clash of arrogance and entitlement against the weight of law and the strength of family. The father, both protector and chief, symbolizes unshakable justice. The boy represents innocence shielded. The officers reinforce the inevitability of consequence. Karen embodies the collapse of arrogance, caught in the exact moment of her downfall. The final composition ensures balance. Karen on one side, furious yet crumbling, the chief and his son in the center, strong and united, the officers and patrol car anchoring the background, and the school bus framing the far end as a reminder of ordinary life. It is a moment frozen in cinematic perfection, a single frame that tells an entire story of confrontation, revelation, and justice. Early morning suburban neighborhood, a quiet residential street lined with neat green lawns, freshly painted fences, and rows of maple and oak trees whose leaves shimmer under the rising golden sun. The air is crisp and slightly misty, giving the environment a cinematic softness. In the distance, the faint rumble of a yellow school bus engine can be heard as the vehicle waits patiently at the corner, its headlights glowing faintly against the haze of dawn. Several children stand near the bus stop, backpacks slung over their shoulders, chatting quietly, some watching nervously, others frozen in uncomfortable silence. The entire scene feels like a slice of ordinary suburban life, yet tension is building at the center of it. In the foreground, a furious woman dominates the scene, the archetypal Karen. She is a middle-aged woman, late 40s, with a short, sharp blonde bob haircut, deliberately styled but slightly messy in the morning breeze. Her face is tight with arrogance, her lips curled into a sneer, her eyebrows furrowed into harsh lines. She wears a loud floral blouse in shades of pink and purple, tucked into beige capri pants. Around her neck is a chunky necklace, and oversized sunglasses rest on top of her head, though the sunlight has barely risen. She leans aggressively forward, her right arm extended with a stiff finger pointing straight at a young boy. Her other hand rests firmly on her hip in the classic stance of entitlement. Her whole posture radiates hostility and control, as if she is trying to dominate the space, her mouth caught mid-yell, the tension in her jaw visible. The child at the center of her wrath is around 10 years old, wearing a neat school uniform, a plain blue polo shirt, khaki shorts, sneakers that look slightly worn, and a small backpack covered with superhero patches. His body language conveys nervousness, shoulders hunched, clutching the straps of his bag tightly, his wide eyes glistening with confusion and fear. His feet shift uncomfortably on the pavement, his lips pressed together as if he's unsure whether to speak or remain silent. The contrast between the woman's overpowering aggression and the child's fragile innocence created